solid second. And really, me playing Lost Levels is an attempt to make sure I come in third. Because like we were even just saying, right? The way most of these races have gone is I jump in front of Sky in Mario 1, then Sky jumps back forward with Lost Levels, and then there's no movement in Mario 2 US and Mario 3. And you're right, it's Darby and it's Rupert. So it's really just, can we do this? Where's my left button there? Doesn't matter. Mario 2 US is a little bit of who just screws up the least, but Darbian's been grinding Mario 2 US recently. Wow, what a stage. Now, the thing to go with what I said is when that's happened every time in the past, right? My Mario 3 was still like a 61 minute time. And it is now, with no hands, a 57 minute time. Yeah, that's right, we'll be on the same site so we can manipulate each other's hands. That does sound very dirty. I stand by it. I didn't look at the time at all when I was coming out of the pipe. Oh yeah. Well, the thing is now my PB is actually better than Sky's, whereas before it was like many minutes behind. Now, that also probably gets back to Sky's PB is when she was like grinding Mario 3, and mine was just now when I was grinding Mario 3. Jeez. My wife is telling me I'm talking now about manipulating hands and then grinding, and she's not wearing any pants, so I mean, this is... This is getting very awkward very fast. Baby Cab's also in the room. Mr. Cab, after dark. Funny thing, no, it's dark enough if I look outside. It's only 8:48. That's dark. That was some heavy improvisation right there. What? Did I just get cornered? Got the corner clip there. I'm so glad that this is now named the Reef of Grief because of something I said randomly in a tournament race. Six ticks at the clock if I do this right, so that should be a 5. That's still hilarious. Aw. I'm not too upset about that. I might have even been able to make that, but I just waited. Thank you, Hitbox Gods. How was I this far back in time? What happened? I didn't lose that much time, did I? That's the weird thing about All-Stars. Just trying to shoot fireballs from off the top of the screen is weird. I can't believe I remembered that duck jump. That's the GDQ practice. And everything the captain taught me. X-Dragon, will you be more happy with the phrase after dark at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time? I totally forgot how to start that stage properly. Not that big a deal. Saturday Night Cab. Live from Cab's house, it's Saturday Night Cab! Featuring Sean Connery. Ha 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 ha! I can, but we've got a baby. I ground out some practice runs on your mother last night, Trebek. Baby Cab has no idea who Sean Connery is. That's terrible. We'll get there. Oh my god, I'm not gonna have fire for 4-1 in All-Stars. I can't believe that worked. There's no reason for me to get a mushroom in this stage. Of course the baby's first Christmas movie... Well, okay, no. Baby's first Christmas movie is actually not going to be Die Hard, I'm sorry. It's probably going to be the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Could be Muppets Family Christmas, that's true. Die Hard with a Vengeance. I should watch Die Hard 2 again. Don't worry, he's going to watch Die Hard. Skyscraper. I feel like when Skyscraper comes out on DVD or whatever, I'll still want to watch it. Shoutouts to Nakatomi Plaza. I heard Skyscraper was kind of meh. But at the same time, the plot does sound exactly like Die Hard. Well, that's the thing. It's all execution. Everybody knows some jokes, but it's still funny. It's like Incredibles 2. Everybody who saw the commercial, who's seen movies for more than like 15 years, more than a few years, was like, oh, this is almost exactly how this is going to go down. It's just going to come down to what's the twist, or like, what are those going to be? Sorry, Lasso. No, I didn't do the clip. I didn't even attempt the clip. Ooh, Dragon Prince. Probably a decent amount of money to contract the Avatar animators to do anything. Whatever, we're there. Few more days. Bang SSS. Get wrecked. Nice. How much is the flight if no one's driving up with you? At that point, like, 2 people is easily like a drive because it's going to be cheaper than 2 plane tickets. 1 person driving, the plane actually becomes a lot more palatable. More expensive? Dang. Because 1 person driving now, it's like it's 1 person sharing all the gas money, so it's like you can start adding all that up. Look at that flower. Oh, really? Ah. Shame. I hate that they raise prices near the deadline. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Even $500 though, I'm thinking like it's probably at least $80 in gas. I should remember that this stage is like a cluster because nothing's despawning. It's like something like 60 to 80 in gas. Then you add in don't know if you have any tolls on the way. I don't know, it's because I'm an old man. I feel like I'd pay $90 to not have to fly, not have to drive. 420. It's also though easily because I can afford $90 to not fly. Well, to not drive. Yeah, those things. So if there's 6 toads in there, and their heads all fused into one giant mushroom, why are there only 4 sets of legs? Oh. That's another question for another stream. Ah. Oh, that's right. That's soft locks on SNES. Can you imagine? It's that blooper. That was the SGQ-17 blooper. That sucks, though. I didn't realize there was no car to take without renting one. Nice. That's fair. How much is it to fly? Ugh. Right? Because basically everything else I ask results in how much is it to fly to somebody else? If, like, you flew up to Sky and off, although I think they're further north now, too. That was almost a really good 7-4, and then I screwed up the very end. It's still a really good 7-4. Oh, nice. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. $65. That's crazy that it's only that much considering Dragon Con. Fly into Atlanta. I don't know when. Because if it's this week, right? And you're basically thinking rather than like drive to Atlanta in some capacity, fly that leg of the trip, then yeah. Round trip to Atlanta, yeah. Probably not a flight that's in high demand. Nice. So, your plan, I mean, you know, don't do just what I say, because I'm just an idiot on the internet, right? Although, you know, I don't think anybody is near Raleigh. Raleigh. My plan is to hijack the plane and park it in your Darbian's house. You might get a little trouble for that plan. Yo. The bits. Yo, what's up, Mr. Crab? It took me a minute. Nice. Mr. Crab, thank you so much for the bits and the continued support. How have you been? Type 1 Mr. Crab for good. Type 2 Mr. Crabs for bad. Are we gonna see the Red... I would love to see the Red Sox play the Mets. Well, I would love to go to a game at Fenway and have it be a Met game. Let's be honest. But, yeah. First of all, the Mets are awful this year. And secondly, I just don't have the free time. 3 Mr. Krabs. I don't know what that means. Yeah, it's like the week it's 2 weeks after SSS, I think. The Mets are in fact playing the Red Sox in Fenway. And I've never been to Fenway. But how many banners are on this wall right now? I think it's 8 stadiums that I've been to. Been to Shea. I went to Yankee Stadium 2. I mean, there's stadiums and there's home teams. Those are different counts because I've been to Shea and City. But I've only been to Yankee Stadium 2. I haven't gone to the new one yet. I've heard it's actually worse than City. Look at that jump. We need to get to Wrigley, Fenway and Wrigley. And then for some reason, frickin' Dodger Stadium is 3rd. Built in the 60s or maybe in 60. And then it was Shea. By a lot of accounts, Shea actually was a dump. Like, I appreciated all the improvements that they made to it in my time there. I loved it because it was my house. The new place is nicer. It doesn't have, like, the feel. It's missing a lot of other features. but you know, all other factors aside, Citi Field's a pretty nice stadium. That's what I meant earlier when I said in a race situation I'd take my time and like make sure I don't get hit there. I would need a babysitter and it's way too late. And let me tell you something. Well, actually probably not. There's a reasonable chance that the flight to Boston will be cheaper than the tickets to the game. Game itself, I would be surprised if it's not sold out. At which point we're talking about StubHub. Yo! There's actually tickets for sale? Or are those StubHub tickets? Even if those are StubHub tickets, $40 on StubHub for any game is like, what? Seat Geek. I mean, far be it from me to say there should be a monopoly provider in the form of StubHub, which is owned by Ticketmaster, which is pure evil. But god damn it, if everybody keeps making their own site, then we have like we have to go check like 20 different places, and then you get another site, let's call it Priceline, that collects the information from all of them and posts it. Did that fish bump that Koopa twice? Guide fish. Euro cheap. X-Dragon, in all seriousness, if there was not an infant sitting near me, I would be all over. I would already have tickets. I think my bucket list unofficially contains go to every Balls Park. Like, on the one hand, I don't want to be that guy who's like, yes, I plan to go to all the stadiums before I die. It's my life dream. No. I just think it would be fun to do. I don't want to do that, but it's done. What is it? 8 parks. So I've been, for the Mets, I've been to Cheyenne City. For the Yankees, I've been to Yankee Stadium too. I've been to RFK Stadium and Nats Park in DC. I've been to PNC Park in Pittsburgh. I've been to Camden Yards in Baltimore. I got to Olympic Stadium, or were they calling it Fulton County Stadium? It doesn't matter. The Braves' home as of like 2 years ago. Not the new one, the one that they were... I went to the game in 2013. Let's just go straight with that. That's the stadium I was in. It was kind of cool to see all the Olympic stuff they still had up. And I believe that was recently after they installed the Waffle House in the stadium. We saw the Waffle House. That was silly. That was like entirely Whirlpool problems. The Waffle House, by the way, Here's the thing, that stadium, right, for all everybody's giving Atlanta a hard time for getting the new stadium and for all the wrong reasons and everything else, the Olympic Stadium was not exactly like a modern baseball stadium by any stretch. And that the way that Waffle House was kind of like squeezed in kind of reminded me of places at Old Shea. Now I get that, you know, the architecture of that era basically called for doing that, and honestly the stadium had a lot of nice little features anyway. But I can see why, like, they might have wanted an upgrade. There's just so many other bad reasons for why they did it. The Marlins old stadium, it wasn't the Orange Bowl. Forget what it was. Minneapolis, we were both in Minneapolis, that's true. I've been to Coors Field in Colorado. I think the Braves are the last stadium I've seen the Mets at. That, was a new stadium. And then, yeah, Colorado, I went with Jay Coper to a Brewers game. They had Carlos Gomez at the time, and he was like, he's an old Met. And, then, yeah, we were at the Texas Rangers, I believe. Against the Twins. I've also been to a couple of minor league stadiums, to include the Rochester Red Wings. Should really get to a game at in Brooklyn for the Cyclones. I've just never had the time to do it. I was gonna actually try and catch the AA Mets this year, and then just didn't have the time. I always want to catch AA Mets. I've seen I saw the Norfolk Tides when they were still the AAA Mets. I always do that. Like that exact jump. I swear that's why they set those blocks up the way they did. Not sure how I squeezed that gap. The Trop. Yo, the Mets are playing the Twins in mid-July next year. For the record, I did ask GDQ if they could move SGDQ back to mid-July so I could see the Mets. I highly doubt they will respond or honor the request in any way, shape, or form, but I have asked, so they can't say I didn't ask. And if religion does say that, else I get to say I did ask. Clearly GDQ doesn't care about its members. Yo, Kumba. I need to like put like a little ghost behind me that just like randomly like fades in and out like every 10 seconds or something. Let the record show I asked. This jump. Whoa. Whoa. That's the one bad thing that slow down. It's like I know I have one more bill that's gonna spawn because of it. RFK Stadium is apparently it's the Redskins' old stadium in DC. And the when the Nationals first moved into DC, they played their home games there because I think the Washington Senators, or at least the second edition of them, also played there. RFK Stadium is actually like Shea Stadium. It's the same design of the football convertible stadium. At one point, a friend asked if I wanted to see the U.S. national soccer team play a friendly against Germany. And I said, yeah, sure, let's go. Why not? And that is the only time I've ever felt a stadium shake. That was scary because we were in the upper deck. And I was like, wow, this is a thing. The U.S., as I was told, Germany was basically sending like its C team over. And like the U.S. was playing, it's a home game, right? So they're, even in a friendly, they're playing most of the A team, some of the B team. Because it's like, oh, we're playing a European team, we're gonna do this. We destroyed them in that game. I mean, you know, given that, you know, it's a friendly, so it doesn't count in any sort of standings, I guess. Or rankings and the like. But that was still a lot of fun. I kind of wish people didn't have as much like World War II stuff on at the game. It's like, guys, that was like over 50 years ago. Give it up. Things are very different now. But it was still just kind of like, wow. I've been... Caveats here. Un Fantasma Mas comes back right after I finish talking about soccer. I've never been to a Major League Soccer game. Only that game. Wow. Really? We should have seen a game when we were in Wales. We just didn't have tickets or anything. I think I remember you saying that at one point. No, not you. Ghost. I've been to... My first NFL game was actually a preseason game, and it was the Giants and the Bengals. Been to a whole bunch of NFL games after that, because we had... my dad managed to snag Jets season tickets for a season. So that's my one Giants home game. I've been to one Giants road game. They were playing the Jets. So obviously I've been to a Jets home game. And I've seen the Jets play the Redskins, the Ravens, and the Steelers in their stadiums. That Steelers game was the AFC Championship game. I had this one guy sitting next to me the whole time. And all he said as the game went on, like at the moment the Steelers got the lead, he was just tick, tick the whole game. And I was just sitting there the whole game. Please, Jets, take the lead. I want to say talk so badly. The Jets never had the lead in that game. They came a lot of the way back. The Jets got a field goal at the end of the first half, and otherwise did not score in the first half. The Steelers did not score in the second half. Now, the caveat to that statement is the Steelers ran out the clock by downing the ball after the 2-minute warning within field goal range. But even then, right, the Jets only had the one field goal in the first half. I wanted another duck jump. So it's like, it's pretty good. I don't know. It was a game. I think that's the game. Well, I think in the Pats game the week before, the Jets' offensive line basically completely disintegrated because they all got hurt. And so that's why the first half basically ended with the Sanchez strip sack for a fumble. Well, that was a touchdown. It was a strip sack that became a touchdown. Like, on the same play. That was not the butt fumble. Here, Mark Sanchez, when he has an offensive line around him, is actually okay. I'm not going to tell you he's Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or anything like that, but he's okay. Oh, wait. Okay, we need to fix that split after this age. Whoa. The problem is that, much like the butt fumble describes, without an offensive line around him, he is a deer in headlights. You know, it's good that you can jump out of getting a mushroom. This is a really bad time. Okay. So yeah, like when the Jets beat the Colts that same year, right? Sanchez threw that pass. That was a great pass. They beat the Patriots. It's just that first half against the Steelers was awful. That was the only bad half of football they played the entire postseason, and the problem was because of that strip sack fumble at the very end of the first half. Did I just clip through that block? When you think about it, right? After that, the Jets got the ball back with basically 2 minutes left in the half and drove for the field goal. That strip sack was the last time the Steelers scored the entire football game. And so that's the winning score, because the Jets lost that game by less than that touchdown. Now again, then we go back to the Steelers were in field goal range at the end of the game, but whose strategy is different, and it changes the whole thing and everything else. Honestly, the Steelers probably drive, kick a field goal, and then the game goes into overtime. The Jets lose in overtime again in Pittsburgh, just like they did in 2004. Left in here. Oh, when the Jets were decent. That's actually the Jets' last playoff game. Wow. I've only seen the Rangers play at the Garden and at the Verizon Center in DC, which I believe is now renamed the Capital One Center. Because naming rights for stadiums is a thing for some reason. Yeah, why do the Mets play at Citi Field but the Jets play at MetLife Stadium? I mean, first of all, I don't know if they officially are quote-unquote allowed to call it Jet Life Stadium when the Jets are playing there. They probably should. I think some of the fans do. Somebody missed the marketing opportunity. We lost time in World 6. I believe we lost it because of a clip I did not want to do. I didn't think I had it. Get wrecked. I've seen New Jersey Nets games in person, but I've never been to a Knicks game. I've actually been to a WNBA game and not a Knicks NBA game. Been to exactly one Liberty game. Well, That's not the strat. All I can think to say in response to you've been to a PGA event is I'm sorry. I can't see. Okay. Now. You wanted to... Oh, you haven't been. That's okay. I don't know. Match play golf, I find at least, like, okay. But just strokes play, it's like... Can't watch that. Match play is like enforces you're gonna take some risks, I guess. I don't like it. I'm not gonna make it. I landed too far to the left on the platform. Oh, nice. Nice. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, wow. Couldn't clear it. Oh god, it's this one. Ugh. I've never understood the obsession with golf. When I go out and I actually, like, play around myself, I can kind of see... I got the wall jump pixel, too. Where it is a good walk. That's my first 8-1 death today, by the way. Which is crazy to think about. Dang. Just to one. It's kind of like I want to go to one Knicks game just to say I've been to a Knicks game. The Hammer brother always coming onto the screen too late. He's kind of like, no, they found the vine! I failed! I jumped too late. Like, I know that block's there. That's why I've been jumping early every other run today. So, like, that's why I'm taking such a high arc through it. It still isn't that bad. And yeah, just look at the time, right? What did I have earlier? Like a 31? Can we even see like what the split was for the big split? That time I made it. Dude, if you're not already golfing like every day, the odds of you being a pro golfer are very low. That's right, like on this version you get the ding. On the original version there was no ding, so you're just kind of left with like, did I do it? There's two pieces to it. One is knowing how to swing a driver, but the other is how to sink a putt. And sinking a putt's much more important. What was that for that game? I'm pretty sure that beat the time I just said earlier today. Which itself goes back to like what I was saying earlier. Like I'm pretty sure in all four Warpless categories I've done better at the game than I just did there. Sub 30, that's good. There it is. Let's go, Birdo. I'm required to wear my Team Birdo shirt for this race, aren't I? Complete with Birdo patch. Nice. Nailed it. Nailed it. One hat's fine. There's this part of me that really wants to order a Players Weekend Mets hat because it's basically the opposite of a normal Mets hat. It's orange. It does have a blue brim, but it's orange with a with a blue NY. Which seems like it would be my shtick to have another orange hat. But, just wear the hat upside down. Here's the thing, if you're going down... Ooh, boy. Toad is decidedly the better choice if you're gonna do the glitch. I don't know if Toad or Mario is faster going up, because much like 3-3, Mario can make a handful of jumps without having to do duck jumps. But Toad also gets to run at his like hyper speed through most of the stage. Block clip. Hello. I don't know what like piece of programming in the game prevents the ninjas from getting up there. But whatever it is, I'm happy for it. Just gonna let this clear itself out. That should do it. And that might be an early split. This is World 2. This is the Toad World. Yo, Tiger Woods. I think everybody got into Tiger a little bit. That was really weird driving home one day and just hearing like Tiger Woods and everything that was going on. I was like, what? What universe did I just walk into? But yeah, Tiger rebounding. Tiger rebounding's a good story, honestly. I don't even care about what it means for the game's like popularity. Just from like the perspective of somebody done gone and screwed up and they're making their way back. It's good. Like, there's plenty of golfers that are like, yeah, as long as you're consistent, right? My favorite OG Mario. I'm old enough to be like, oh gee, oh man, these kids. I don't even know. I feel like it's Mario World. Honestly, I feel that way a little bit because there came a point where I felt like Mario 3 was too easy. But really, they were all kind of easy in the end. I don't know, my mind works in weird ways. A lot of people say Mario 3. Honestly, they're not wrong. Ow. Yeah, everybody's saying the OG now. The same way nobody ever says video anymore, it's always the VOD. Whoa. Mario 3 was really good. I feel like I appreciate Mario 3 more as an adult. That's true. By the time I don't think I've actually heard very many people say okie dokie except sarcastically instead of just okay. I forget when K started. I just don't like you. There we go. So here's like the other thing. I'm not sure when I first beat the actual like original Mario 3 as opposed to like this game. It's 3-1. Okay. 3-2 is the Peach stage. Yeah, I know, right? In theory, I should really be playing Comet Striker right now as Striker to submit that run. We're coming up with whatever commentary I feel like it's going to go with. See, that's like the thing there, right? How many people, even with like Mario 3D World, were like, why are we still using this outdated concept of extra lives? People, I don't know. I kind of get where like you want that easy mode, that casual, I'm just here to play the video game and get through it. And then there's like nobody wants an actual challenge in their video game anymore. Dang. The thing with pitching it to GDQ, especially if like it's gonna be a new game and you're the only runner of it, is you have a much heavier commentary job to pull off. That's gonna be my problem with Comet Striker. I have to go and say, here is a game that's highly based on execution, and if I do everything right, a lot of people will have no idea what's going on. They'll just kind of see guys playing video game and killing things. What? Ah. They had to have known what this guy was gonna do. No. You know, a 4-hour run at a GDQ isn't a midpoint or a finale limitation, but especially if it's a game that no one's heard of, it's probably it's a good actually overnight game to put on at like 2 in the morning. Because that's when no one's gonna be watching anyway. No offense intended, but I mean, just look at your overnight schedules. They're all very often long games get jammed in there. Game. This we got the spark. Yeah, but Little Samson was a short game that you could jam into any of the NES blocks. How did that not hit? Little Samson was probably on too early, but it's a game it's a weird game. It's a good game. Alright. I mean, the first problem is that it's not named Zelda. If it was named Little Zelda, it probably would have done so much better. What is it? There's 7 Zelda games in this GDQ, and it totals something ridiculous like, I think it was 14 hours of Zelda. Admittedly, 5 of those hours are named Twilight Princess. Well, no, I mean, the whole point of the Twilight Princess run, I'm explaining this to Mrs. Cab now. And this only works in the GameCube version for some reason. The very first thing you do as a wolf, where you have to basically make your way collecting the tears towards the actual gate. How many cherries did I actually just collect? Whatever. You can basically get the wolf to jump all the way up. And you get the Master Sword, so you can immediately become not the wolf on demand at the beginning of the game. I think I got 40 followers for Mega Man V. I got closer to 80 for X8. I'd have to go back and actually see if I got any from the relay. I think I might have gotten like 3. Admittedly, I had no business being in that relay. I was probably the weakest player in that relay race. That's not exactly how I wanted this fight to go. That's how I wanted this fight to go. What's up, Lasso? Not at all. They let Glib play. It's possible. I've won. Trying to think. Were Glib and I like the two weakest players there? Like, no offense to Glib. I'm just like trying to think. Cause you get it's Grand Poo Air. Well, Glib started as stronger than Poo. Or was that more a function of like we knew the Kaizo skill just needed to be translated? I'm sorry, this stage is a stage. Okay. Yeah, Pooh really like worked on it. I think Pooh hates me because I said, man, if you didn't get hit by that waffle, we would have saved 40 seconds. At the same time, I also know if I didn't get hit by that blooper, we would have saved 40 seconds. If Darbian didn't have a disaster loss levels for Darbian, we would have saved at least 40 seconds. I mean, like, there's the cold hard analysis of yes, that, and there's also the part where that is totally tactless. And the best I can say is at least I'm also saying I lost this 40 seconds too. I think everyone on Team Birdo lost at least 40 seconds. And we lost the race by 40 seconds. Got him! Oh my goodness, that's true. Raikou showed up. I forgot he was even in the relay. Raikou's alright. I like him. I need to give him hell for just telling everybody when he's commentating randomizer races now for Zelda 1. Like, I would be exploring the overworld right now. I would do this. Like, dude, let him finish the game. Oh. Oh, really? Using the neutral throws. Raikou's alright. So me, Raikou. The problem whenever I was like doing mock drafts and trying to figure out how to make the most balanced teams possible was that no matter what you did, Karua's team always won by like sum of PBs on a team. Like there was no way to have a remotely balanced. I think one of the teams was even like give Karua the worst player for everything, and then try and make the other teams like as good as possible, and Team Karua still won. Yeah, the difference in Mario 3 was ridiculous. Oh yeah, we're... It's a whole different story when we're talking about Karua's skill at Mario 3 being like S tier. Basically, unless one team could have gotten Mitch, it wasn't gonna matter. Ah. No stray hearts. That was brave. That's no good. How did I get on top of that pokey? Don't care, just going. I think, like, the funny thing about the race in general is I think when I was looking at it for a long time, I was saying I was the 5th best Mario 1 player in that relay race. Because Darbian was not playing Mario 1. Who else was playing Lost Levels? Oh, that had to have been Supersonic. So yeah. Between Darbian, Supersonic... Between Darbian, Supersonic, Lack, and Cosmic, then me. Supersonic's awesome. See, I got away with murder by getting to that relay race. They should have had 4 teams though. They really should have. There was enough talent around to make it happen. Mario 1 and Lost Levels would probably have been like the weak link. We would have had like a last minute Lost Levels player because Big John... Oh, God damn it. I need to remember there's another boss after Birdo. I shouldn't just take this hit. There must be someone we could have dug up. Where was Cack? Whatever. Once I hit 6-2, this is Luigi the game. I think CAC played Mario 2 US at SGDQ 14. I don't know why he has that name. The funny thing is, right, Crack Attack and Crack Attack basically said, hey Cab, you play this game on some level, right? You want to be on the couch? And that was my first GDQ, so I was like, I've never done commentary on a GDQ couch before. This is like some sacred thing. And I don't know this runner. I feel like I shouldn't do this. No, not Crack Attack. And then like the guy that was on the couch said, well, there was some misinformation. It wasn't that big a deal. But I was like kind of sitting on the back couch like, maybe I should have taken the mic. No, I'm serious, just, that's why I said it's the SGDQ run from 2014. Maybe I have the name wrong, but I don't think I do. Oh. I never said I use optimal strats. Here's the thing, Toad lets you carry a couple of things fast. Which is useful for a couple of parts of the stage, I guess. You know what? I'm just doing this to not stress this. Game over? What? Veggie to his backside always works. The thing I'm sacrificing here is potential cycles by not hitting him in like the same cycle that's the Veggie comes out. It's like I have no opportunity to catch that, which increases the length of this fight by a little, well, more than a little bit. Oh, come on. I mean, just do that. That's the strat for easy wart fight. Use Peach and it becomes slightly easier. You're not gonna do that? Oh man. Alright, now to see. Oh, this whistle is not gonna be as ear piercing as the one on the NES. Because I think this whistle wakes up the baby a little bit. I mean, like, that's fair, right? If you want to be competitive in the game, yeah, don't ever do that. if you want to be able to get through a multi-game race that includes Mario 2, that's a great strat. I didn't think I was actually going to keep P-Speed through that. I didn't know what to do. But that's fair. I have no desire to actually learn Mario 2. I need to remember that one of the things I did for the tournament. Oh, really? Rips up power. It was like jump a couple of times at the start of the stage. The next Mario game I should learn some level of optimization is Luigi U. It's so good. Once you get past the original New Super Mario Brothers, like all the New Super Mario Brothers games have like such ridiculously long levels. Like, it's kind of fun, I guess. The Luigi levels are all really short, though. Got him. Saw I had 0 points going in. That's fair. At the same time, though, it's like, you know, it's still good to know that a player's keeping an eye on it. Larry with the dodges. That was supposed to actually be a stomp. That was a complete miss of a stomp. Are there still no commentators for tomorrow night? I basically just don't want to force everything else in this house to revolve around Dad wants to commentate our silly race. Yo, what? Yo, Ace, what's up? Thank you for the host. think I see Supersonic in the chat talking about it. For a while, I thought it was last night, and then I looked and I saw there's nobody commentating this. Oh my god. No sound on the alert. That's probably from a tournament race, and I just never turned it back on. I hate this platform. Why is it like specifically that platform? You can't gain any momentum off of it. Dan's pad. Yep, all four Warpless. Let's see if I can get the alert sounds to work in a minute. Is there a step on this one? The realization mid-jump. I should work on this room with P-speed, because you save like half a second. More than half a second, so you'd be in the door, so it's probably like 1 second. And then whatever time you get in this room by starting it with P-speed. Alert box. I'm fairly certain that that's the music box. I didn't see which way he moved, and I don't think it works on SNES anyway, right? Wasn't that like a thing with it? Alright. And yeah, this is specifically being played right now. He moved to the right. I'm playing this game because on Saturday night next week on twitch.tv/Southern Speedruns at the Southern Speedrun Summit, our somewhat annual Labor Day get-together. We call it a Southern Speedrun Summit. It's really just a bunch of dudes go, well, I say dudes. A bunch of folks go to Darbian's house and play video games for a weekend. And yeah, we're racing this. It's me, Darbian, Rupert, and Sky. Alright, I think I finally lost the speed. Bunch of nerds? Okay. SSS is good, except it's literally me and Dragon and CT Conqueror occasionally talking about, hey, how are we going to do a Pathfinder game there? And everyone else is like, when are they going to shut up? So now it's going to be like, whatever. Yeah, I know it's not going to happen. I want it to happen. But, yeah. We should bring the stuff. Real talk, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna be there, and we're gonna be like, hey, who wants to do something this Saturday night? Perhaps we could go bowling, or play laser tag, or play other fine games. And a few people are going to be, let's play Secret Hitler! And then, like, enough other people are going to get in on it that there's not going to be enough people to do anything else meaningful. Which means... Wow. Wow. Tales of Zillia? It would be terrible. It would be so bad. It actually would. It's not worth doing. I'd have to bring the PS3. We'd have to go through the setup for how the game actually works. Have you played Tales of Zillia? Because if you have, then it's that much easier to do. You okay? Hey. You there? You need anything? You fell asleep. That was quite the fireball. Which one did you play? Oh, you played probably either Zestiria or Berseria, didn't you? The button mashing games. Zesty. I looked before I made that jump. I had 50 coins and there were only 4 to collect. That's true. I mean... Yeah. So the real trick was Zestiria, not Zestiria. Wow, I completely missed that. Third door is literally free. The Zillia run does get really boring near the end. And there's like, admittedly, a couple, I think there's 2 fights that are just a huge pain. And having a second player involved in them is helpful. We good? Hmm? Good night, love. I could have gone back for the other one, but as long as the screen's not scrolling, it's not that bad. The fact that the bit races have an option of like a minute of boss bass on the screen is like mostly what proves to me that the whole thing is about trolling. That's also why part of me wants to just like get into one, like I said, just like buy all the clouds needed to skip all the levels in the game, but then they do the 100% race and it's like, oh well, that's not a valid strat anymore. It's a boss pass that will eat you at the end of the stage. That is like, why? That is not fun. I mean, that's true if I'm getting money for it. That's why it's like part of me is like, haha, I'll do this and end your silly race. And then there's part of me that knows that, you know, who am I to tell people what they shouldn't do for money? And to tell other people how to have fun, honestly. It's like $15 a cloud, and there's how many stages that you actually play in this game? So I'm realistically talking like some ridiculously large amount of money to just cloud the entire game until the World 8 autoscrollers. That is true. But the principle is the same. So like World 1 would actually be a hammer and 2 clouds. World 2 would be a hammer. Cornered again. That slow realization that you've had to go to the bathroom for 2 games. I learned the star strat and I forgot to use the star. This is not Mario World. This is actually a fairly clean non-P speed 4-3, all things considered. World 6. World 6 would be funny. Worth it. What do you mean, God luck? Is it not like guaranteed which item you get out of it? So that's the one item of this mix that I didn't really need. Oh god, yeah, that's true. Because they mix those up. What's funny? Oh. First of all, you probably shouldn't tell me what your NDA does and does not allow you to do. Second of all, as not your attorney, I would recommend you perhaps ask them if you could do it anyway. Wow. Oh, I know, but still. Usually NDAs cover the NDA itself. Outside of saying that one exists. Although even that's not necessarily true. Good job, Blossom. Here's the thing, right? I think the one prevailing thing in any sort of contract law is that you can always write a contract to fix the contract. Because even if there were, like, I don't know, it depends on how it's written too, though, because sometimes breaking the contract requires other things, but even then you can write a contract that says we're going to ignore those things when we break this contract. Keep your pinky promises. Although, yeah, still just, like, say, can I do this? So this is where you get into things like, in the past, mystery games have been submitted to GDQ. Like, Super Ninja Batman, whatever it was. At the arcade game at SGDQ 14, nobody knew what it was going to be until it was actually time to play the game. It was either that one or Metal Wolf Chaos. That was the mystery game there. Color a Dinosaur was a mystery game. There have been mystery games. That's usually just to contact staff and let them know what's really going on. That's why I got the leaf. $94, $95. I've been killed by that Koopa before. Not very often, and I don't think it's really happened since being a speedrunner. But still. I forget which one's which, so they both die. Nice. Sloppy. Not that bad, though. Using my extra stars. Yeah, well, also, I don't know if I can actually get to a Cardinals game on 420 next year. Which is it's probably the better thing for me to try to do out of everything else. We've got to see how the kid's doing. And I'm still debating if I want to go to Calithon over SGDQ next year. That's a distinct maybe. That's fair. I mean, if I really do awesome, I would do both. But that's going to be a cash flow problem. Sell the kid. Nah, this little guy's too cool for that. No one could afford him. I would have needed the World Tune music box to skip this guy. Nice try, like too. Hate that jump. That's way too spooky of a jump. Doesn't that dry bones have a name? Or because the things for next year would be AGDQ, Calithon, SGDQ, and Gen Con. Yo, fresh 5 up. I didn't want it though, Kumba. Damn. Now Gen Con would be we wanted to kind of get there eventually anyway. My wife wants to check out their writer's track. And Pathfinder 2 will be released basically at Gen Con. So that would be cool. Wow, the time loss. Yeah, that's kind of my thing at this point too. It's now that we're, like, you know, paying for daycare and all the other things that it's, oh yeah, kids are expensive. No matter what else I do, right? I have to deal with that fact. So I think there's part of me that figures I might only go to Calithon for like the weekend days or something. I know, right? Expenses are bullshit these days. I'm a little curious what's going to happen to my taxes this year with them. Because as much as everything else went to shit, I think the child credit for taxes actually like shot up or something. I'm I'm less excited and more curious about that. I do have music boxes. This hot new despawn strat, where I despawn these nippers by throwing a Koopa shell at them. One of those has a cloud I need. I can't do this. I'm thinking they're the World 4, World 5 combo. Yeah, I thought of it before I even read it with Lasso. You're right. So after 6-8, I have to go back. It's a cool idea, though. H. That's one way to do it, right? Just like we drew it up in practice, boys. Now the plan is to keep this tail all the way through 7-6. Where I will use another P-Wing anyway. I do like the little Goomba on the fortress. Dang. Well, that's what the airship's for. That's what I thought. I have a feeling this is a gold split that does not have a hammer suit and a PB that does have hammer suit. Sorry, Lasso. I have no idea how that clip works. If I ended up there, I'd be terrified. Even though I'm vaguely aware everybody says just don't push any buttons and you win. Two. Ah. Ah. Four. I think I got RNG'd out on the first try and I wasn't even really looking. Like I opened my eyes at the last minute, but my thumbs were already in motion. This is my, I don't really feel like learning Mario 3. You know, like I had that wart strat? This is the Mario 3 equivalent. And that's 7-2. What flavor of Pop-Tarts? The worst level in the game. The bricks of not getting P-speed. Part of me wants to run right at the 7-6 door and see if I can clip it. Dang. It was the perfect plan. Except it wasn't. Somehow I didn't grab the ice block. Hello? Jump button? Bullshit insurance. Oh my goodness. I need like the game submissions are now live, they were saying. I might need some like serious guidance on how the commentary for Comet Striker should go. So I feel like I'm going in and saying, this is a shmup, it's a screen-by-screen thing, you have some power-ups, let's go. There's no real execution, there's no real glitches, it's all execution. It doesn't hurt to submit right away. The only reason to not submit right away is if you like need to produce the video or something like that. If it's an unknown game, then you need like a better submission video that's well commentated, because they know where the leaderboards are. They can find, unless you have a weird leaderboard game, they'll find it. So that's not the problem. If it's a well-known game like Mario 3, I mean, it's Mario 3. There's nothing to really explain. It's Mario 3. What they'll look for, honestly, at that point is just enough of what your video is to make sure that you're not sitting there swearing up a storm all the time. I have no idea how they do it. This is my assumption. Mr. Cab is not a representative of Games Done Quick. Oh god. Wasn't even scared. I'm good at video games, everybody. I guess the question... What games are those videos for, though? Because that's where I would at least offer the argument of... If it's Mario 3, who cares? It's Mario 3. Say whatever you want in your submission video. I'm looking at the leaderboard. You do get a little bit from there into who else submitted the same game. That's a weaker argument. Was it Wand of Gamelon? Because if it was Wand of Gamelon, well, yeah, of course they're not going to watch that. They know what they're asking for. If it's cookies and cream, that's less of an excuse for them. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, like with Comet Striker, I need to actually have a video where I explain the game. Really, I need a good commentary video of the game. Because it'll be like, yeah, they'll find the leaderboard. They'll say, oh look, Mr. Cab has like the 6th best time on the in-game leaderboard. And the 2nd best on speedrun.com, where people are actually submitting things. How are his times compared to these other ones? And the problem is I need to not have like a big, 5 in front of my name there. Only the 5's after the name. I'm pretty sure you can tail the giant cannonballs. I'm just gonna go over here and start looking at what they're saying about this. I wasn't ready to play this level. At the same time, this is why I didn't go any real swag on the Navy. Don't wait until the last minute to submit either, because that's the next, like, trap. If you wait too long... Oh boy. I was trying to stomp that guy. Whew. This is actual PB for All-Stars, yes. I'm not sure what the Bowser kill is. My suspicion remains that PB has a hammer suit, and that's why I saved so much time in World 6. You know what's nice about the SNES version? I can see the cutoff. At least I think I can, yeah. I wasn't tapping left, Lasso. Come on, get with the program. Come on, down button. That clip. I know, right? That freaking wall jump pixel. This is where my NES controller always, like, decides I'm not holding down perfectly enough for it. And that's why, like, for a very long time, I just refused to not get the hammer suit. I actually have two separate NES controllers sitting out right now. One where the down button is a little loose and will actually take a diagonal so I can play Mega Man with it. And one where it's a very stiff down button. The Strat still works, right? The stiff down button I use for Mario 3, probably also for Tiny Toons. Because in Big 20 number 4, when I got to Tiny Toons, in the last stage, there's a similar sort of spike ceiling. And like, you don't have very many hit points in that game. There is no small state to kind of save you in a couple of situations. So you have to like just do a slide. Like a Mario 3 duck slide sort of thing. And, you know, with a bad controller, it's just impossible. Let's use the whistle, see what happens. I don't know how to do the duck clips in this game at all. That's where Grand Pooh Bear lost his 40 seconds, since I talked about it earlier. Grand Pooh Bear can also climb that staircase without getting hit, and I can't, so... Well, get up all three without stopping. I have to stop. So from the department of don't say anything if you can't do it either. That. Well, that's figures. Wow, this is just awful. I should just get up. I think I still PB at least. I have to move. Never want to PB by too much. Chuck Bop. Yo. But yeah, even with the 40 seconds, I would have still been 15 seconds behind Sky. And that's why I'm working on the lost levels time, because that's been the weakest link in this for so long. You can see, like, I save... One of the 2 minutes I PB'd by is lost levels. A better Mario 2 playthrough, and then 30 seconds in Mario 3, which I just PB'd in by like 3 minutes across the tournament. And I died in one fort. So basically, if I get fire kill and I don't die in one fort and like a couple of other stupid things, yeah. Okay. That's the thing, like I'm looking at this, who's ahead of me? Sky, Raikou Rider, Big John, Lack Attack, Rupert, Darbian. Then also Produx, London B, ZZZPC, and YMGC. Basically, everyone else above me at this point is a lost levels runner. Which is just... yeah. That is this category. Can you play All-Stars? Am I done, or do I feel like trying